Story time. So this is the story of how I almost lost the opportunity of coming to Canada just because of mere negligence. So I remember back then when I had applied for my student permit or my student visa, which was already approved. However, I got to the stage where I was supposed to submit my passport for them to stamp the visa. I actually didn't get a notification that my passport was ready for collection. However, I know it was supposed to take about a week or two for me to get my passport back. Now, mind you, amidst all this, I had actually resigned from my job and I was just waiting to pack my bag and leave. Now, because I didn't get any response from VFS, I continued to wait. I waited for so long and there was no response from them. Eventually, I had to reach out to my school here in Canada and I asked them and I said, this is the situation where I am right now. I'm not able to get my passport back from the VFS office. Is it possible if I come in, say maybe a week or two late? And the response I got was shocking. And what the because I don't know who it was, but what the information I got from the school was that if I'm not in Canada by the resumption date, that the school would have no other choice than to defer me to the next intake. When I heard that, I completely lost it because there's absolutely no way that I'm going to still be in Nigeria till the next intake period, which was, I think it was supposed to be in September. So what I did was, I had just a week before I had to leave Nigeria. Now the resumption date was supposed to be on Monday, so that means by Saturday I have to be out of Nigeria so that by Sunday I'll be in Canada. Now this was Thursday and it was the next day, which was Friday. I waited to get a response from the VFS office, which I never did. So that morning I decided to take fate by my hands. I got into my car, then I drove all the way to Lagos Island, the VFS office, and I waited and waited and waited, hoping that I was going to get a response from the VFS office, but it never came. Now, I went inside. I met a lady and I told her, I narrated everything. I said, please, this is my situation right now. I need to get my passport and I need to be out of Lagos by today. And she goes, oh, if you haven't gotten a response from VFS, then there's absolutely nothing she can do. That means your passport is not here. And I go, oh my goodness. So, at that point in time, I just yielded to what she told me. I think it was around, it got to past 4 thereabout, and I think we were about closing and all, so I decided to leave if I had lost faith. So I was on my way outside of the building when I met one of someone that we actually submitted our passports together, and I met him and I saw him opening his envelope and he goes, oh yeah, he just got his right now and he's so happy that they've stamped his visa and all, and I told him, oh, I'm still here waiting. I narrated the whole story to him that I haven't gotten any response from VFS and I'm just waiting. So he gave me an idea and he said, you know what, you don't need to just tell anybody, just go in there with the paper that was given to you the day we submitted and just tell them that you're here for collection. And I thought about it, I'm like, that's true, So as a matter of fact, that guy was my saving grace. So I went back, right, with the paper, and as I was going in, I met the same lady who had told me earlier that if I hadn't gotten a response, that there was nothing that they could do, that it means that my passport wasn't there. And before I could even say anything, this woman just shouted at me. She raised her voice like, I'm so busy right now. As you can see, I already attended to you. I told you if you haven't gotten the response, then it means your passport is not here. I felt so embarrassed. Like, why raise your voice? Like, I was just trying to explain to her and all. And at that point in time, it just dawned on me that damn, like, I'm stuck here, right? So at that point, I was so sad. I almost started crying. Then there was a lady who was actually standing by the side who saw what was going on, and she called me to the side and said, "What's going on?" Then I tried explaining to her what actually happened. At that point in time, as I was trying to explain to her, I think I started crying, and she was like, "Okay, it's okay, just take it easy." Then she asked me for the what's it called, the slip that was given to me. So I gave it to her. She said, "Okay, that I shouldn't worry, that she's going to check to see if my passport was there." So she went behind the counter and started searching, and mind you, I could see what was happening behind the counter because it was just like a half counter. So while she was searching, she just picked up one of the passports, and she looked at me and she started smiling. I'm like, please tell me. In my head, I'm like, why is this lady smiling? But I was really hoping that she had picked up my passport, and she walked towards me with the passport and she said, "This is your passport." At that moment, I was so overwhelmed. I was super happy. I hugged her so tightly. I'm like, God bless you. At that point in time, all he just needed for the other lady to do was just to check, right? And I'm pretty sure that passport had been there for like a few days back. But then again, I got my passport, I checked it, I saw my visa was in there, and man, I zoomed out of the VFS office. In fact, to show you how bad it was, I had literally not done anything. Like, I had not even parked, I haven't sold anything. All my properties were still very much intact. So, and again, I hadn't even bought my ticket because I didn't want to buy a ticket without having my visa at hand. And now I had just 2 days to leave Nigeria. So immediately I got home, I started searching for flight. In fact, as I left VFS office, I zoomed into Balogun Market, which is like on Lagos Island. So I got a big box, which I was going to use to pack my stuff. Then I got home, I started searching for flight. I was able to get one. I was trying to see if I could leave on Saturday, so I could get here on Sunday, but I couldn't get flight. The only flight I could find was for Sunday, which eventually I had to book that. So I booked my flight on Saturday morning for against Sunday. So by Monday I'll be here, right? So, which I did. It cost me a whole lot because I was booking like the next day flight. So I booked that. Then I packed my bag and I left. I got here on, I think, Monday morning. Yeah, I got here Monday morning, and immediately I got to the Toronto airport. From the airport, I zoomed off, like I zoomed all the way to my school, and I got there. I was able to complete my registration, and yeah, that was how I started my life in Canada. It was a whole lot of, it came with a whole lot of drama, trauma, but at the end of the day, I'm actually so grateful to God because that whole experience actually put me through a whole lot. But then again, I think it was just for the best of everything. Today, I'm so glad to see where I am today, because I would say that whole drama, put me on track, right? To always be, what's the word now? To always be on my toes, right? To do what I had to do. So, but yeah, it was really a great one. Anyways, I just wanted to share the story with everyone. It's actually a funny story because anytime I think about it, I'm like, oh my goodness. It just takes me back to how my journey started here in Canada.
Nothing to discuss, cause I did by fault and without any doubt. I'm a me happy adult.